That felt so good. Kell Brook is back. Devastating victory. Second round KO of Sergey Rabchenko in his £154 debut. Forgot we won the WBC silver title as well. A little bit of bling as well to take back. And very, very happy camp tonight. Moving on, onwards and upwards. Great to get a win. Over to you guys.
What did you make of the performance tonight?
You know, I felt good. You know, once I got settled, the timing come, the uppercut set everything up, and you know, we just finished the fight. But I felt good in there. I felt strong at the heavier weight. You know, obviously I've been out, and you know, it's good to get the tick. You know, the first tick back and just get settled, and then the timing come. So it was just a matter of time tonight.
Did it feel a bit special as well to come back here, to be in Sheffield again, to experience that, and then to do what you did there?
Yeah, you know, when the music come on, the goosebumps were there, and
different start to the song. I thought they played the wrong song. I didn't even know about that.
No, Greg Marriott with his magic.
Greg Marriott to do his
DJ Greg.
DJ. But yeah, I felt amazing today, back to winning ways, and the weight's a big thing. You know, imagine taking another £7 off me. You see me on the scales yesterday, and you know, I just felt a lot healthier. And you know, when you're getting older, it takes it out of your legs, it takes it out of your body. It's like taking, you know, weight off a stone. There's nothing to take off me. So.
How much are you in a good place?
I'm in a great place. My life's very good, and you know, you've heard it here. I'm now back in the gym. You know, when I know I'm missing this, I'm going to be back to active. We've got new kids in the gym, Billy Joe and Jason Quigley. Everyone's got fights, everyone's behind each other. The bar's being risen with Billy Joe in Canada. You know, so we're all, it's a hell of a competition. We're all competing against each other, and you know, the gym's buzzing again.
No good on a bike though, is there?
It's not good on a bike, but yeah, you know, the gym's buzzing. I'm looking forward to this year. We might ease the money of Khan's wheels, so you know, I need them exciting fights. I keep saying, and you know, 154 though, I'm putting the champion on notice. You know, I'm here. I felt good tonight, so anyone getting it with them, it's game over.
Eddie, what could be next if Khan's a bit further down the line? What could be in store for Kell?
Well, I think it was about Kell winning tonight. Amir's fighting on April 21st. The plan is always for those guys to fight again in the summer. That fight, I think, potentially happens in November, December. Kell could be out on early June at the earliest, but certainly before the end of the summer. You know, I want to see him step up and have a nice step up again from Rabchenko, who, you know, people talk about, you know, who don't know their boxing. Rabchenko's number 5 in the WBC. He's got 2 defeats in his career, both at a very, very high level. He's very tough. He's had 12 weeks' notice. He's trained very hard. You saw him in the ring tonight before the bell went. He was staring down Kell Brook, and I've got to tell you, my bum was going. So he was up for it, and he couldn't handle the power, and I don't believe anyone can. You speak to anyone who spars with Kell Brook when he's 11-6, 11-7, everybody, super middleweights, talking about the strength and power of Kell Brook, and I just believe at welterweight you couldn't see it. And tonight you saw him take out a big light middleweight who was really up for it, and it showed that Rabchenko's world level, but he's not elite level. But what Kell done to him just shows him that he is 100% elite level. And really, the key, my job for Kell Brook is, 1, to keep him motivated, which will in turn keep him happy, and 3, provide him the biggest fights possible. He didn't get the best out of what he could have at welterweight, but he also hasn't had the best out of his career that he should have done, bearing in mind his talent. So we've got to get it, because otherwise we'll regret it. And what tonight showed is there's so much more to come. If he would have come in tonight and his timing was off and he was taking shots, but it wasn't. It was like one of the best performances that I've seen from Kell Brook tonight.
What do you think Amir Khan would have made of that performance tonight?
Well, I think that, you know, I think Amir knows how good Kell Brook is. Kell Brook's answered the questions. He's had 2 defeats, 2 injuries, and he come back with a performance like that. Amir Khan got knocked out 2 years ago. He's had 2 years out of the ring, and he returns on April 21st. So we've got to see how he looks. I'm hoping he looks great. I think Kell's hoping he looks great, because the fight becomes bigger and bigger. But you know, I'm sure Amir was watching tonight. Kell will be in Liverpool for the Khan fight, and it remains. You know, my job for both guys is to provide the biggest fights out there. And I feel like that fight is the biggest fight out there for both of them. And I just feel that one day, if we don't make that fight, we'll look back and think, oh, everyone will, you know. And but the fight's not as big if they're not firing on all cylinders. So Kell's shown he's 100% firing on all cylinders. Amir's got a showdown on April 21st, and then we move on. But my ultimate mindset at the moment is get another date for Kell Brook, because I think this is one of the first times where he says, I'm straight back in the gym, that I actually believe in.
He also wants to be a two-way world champion. What's the pathway like to achieve that?
Yeah, we want to be two-weight world champion, but also we want to be in the big fights. And if they don't materialise in terms of world championship fights, then we have to look at other fights. But you've got Saddam Ali, he's a WBO champion. Looks like he could be fighting Liam Smith. You've got Charlo, WBC champion, he's a good fighter. And you've got Lara, who's unifying against Hearn. So it's a very, very difficult division. But I've always believed Kell Brook can beat all those guys. And he beat Errol Spence at £154, no question. The only reason he couldn't beat Errol Spence is because of what he had to do to make £147. And now people make out that Errol Spence is the second coming of Sugar Ray Leonard. He's not. Kell's better fighter than Errol Spence. Errol Spence is a very good fighter, but at welterweight he can't do it. You know, he feels as though he can make welterweight, but honestly, I truly believe this is the way. And you know, the problems might come in the Khan fight where he wants it at 147. Khan's next fight's at 150, so we'll have to see how it ends up. But that's a decision for Kell and Don. My decision to put the deals in front of them. But I just feel that 154 is going to be very difficult to beat.
Don, thoughts now?
I think, getting back to where we're at, but I'm still thinking about it. You know, the difference I noticed tonight when Kell was warming up, he just got the energy and the power. Where when he makes 147 with the IBF, he can only put 10 pounds on till 9 o'clock the next morning, and that's a massive thing in your mind. You can't eat too much at night time. You don't sleep well. There's all these things, but tonight he could just tell because he didn't have that, restriction. He comes in at his normal fight weight. He probably just came in under, I think, what were you tonight, 11, 12? Yeah, about 11, 12, which is what he used to get back to a welterweight. But you've got a more even time frame to do it in. You're not restricting yourself in the morning. You've got to eat it the rest of the day. And you could tell he just got the energy in the changing room. Where after a couple of shots he's blowing a little bit, and you can see him thinking, I'm going to have the energy to get through this fight. But today it was flowing. I was saying to everybody, he's punching hard. And everybody's a bit concerned, is he still punching as hard? But you could tell he just got that energy about him. He'd have a blast. And the only time really I'd seen him like that, was when he actually boxed Sean Porter in America, because he'd been through a long camp. He'd had a good training camp for a long time, and he came down his weight gradually, and everything was perfect. And tonight, you could just feel the power in him. And I didn't actually expect. I said, this is going to be maybe an 8 or 9 round job for you, Kell. Give him 2 or 3 rounds, get your adjustments, and then start looking for the shots. But I said, unless you see that opening, and I said to him, the uppercuts are going to work with this kid, because he'd obviously sparred this guy. And Kell wasn't 100% fit. He wasn't 100% fit, but the shots seemed to be working. Radcliffe's got a tight guard, and he's got a long reach. But Kell just managed to sneak inside with that uppercut. Boom, clipped him. And Kell, you could see the power coming through all the way through the warm up in the changing room. He looked good. Good performance. He's only lost twice, Radcliffe. People were saying, it's probably a bit of a tough fight for a comeback. But you need that tough fight as a comeback. You've got to have a bit of fear in you. And the way he's trained, being away over Christmas, New Year, on training camp, you can see the competitive edge. You see fighters when they're coming to the end of their career, like you could see Eddie looking and thinking, how's he going to come out? He's going to get clipped and be shying away from shots, but he didn't. And if you see the competitive edge with Kell Brook, bike riding, swimming, running, sparring, and you watch him in training, when you're losing it, you don't have that. You're like, I can do that another day. But Kell Brook doesn't do it another day. He does it on that day. He puts everything in. So tonight he's put the time in. Over Christmas, the New Year, and tonight it's come to fruition.
Kell, you said you've been in a dark place not so long ago. I think you said Christmas after the fight. Just how much better off are you now than where you were then?
Different.
What's the big difference between the two now?
Start for living and being around good people and endorphins off training and eating well, drinking well, and just being around positive people. And you see it every day. You get an improvement every day. So I don't ever want to go down to them dark places again, and the Spence took me to them dark places, so we're back to winning ways. You learn a lot about yourself, and I feel good, I feel great.
Kel, what do you think the big difference is for you between welterweight and super welter?
£7.
Yeah,
Your math is better than ours.
exactly that. It is that, and them £7, and I don't need to take them off. And you saw me in there.
You saw the pictures which we looked at
Yeah.
yesterday from the Spence weigh-in to the
I look
weigh-in
like a
yesterday.
drowned rat
Yeah,
down-
it's just
down-
it-
So
down.
what
the-
does that extra £7 give you as a boxer, do you think?
It's mentally, it's there. It's not taking it out of your body. It's not taking it out of your body. You know, when you're already lean as can be, and then you've got to take another £7 off. When you get to 30, 31, you can probably get away with it when in your 20s, but you know, it's so much of a
Training,
struggle.
yeah, training.
It's and with a £10 limit, you can't really, you know, get the stuff back in your knee, get the fluid, get the
Calories and energy back in.
So it's a big difference.
And what do you think is possible for you now at this stage of your career in the next couple of years?
I mean, for the start, I think I'm going to go out and win another world title and see him perform like this every time.
You've got a message for Amir Khan?
And I've got no message for him. You know, just enjoy his training and
Win,
make sure
win.
he get his wins. You know, that's how the fights with me and him are going to happen. We've both got to keep winning, and it's gonna naturally come together.
It's Michelle Joy Phelps. If you haven't already subscribed to our YouTube channel, make sure you do so by clicking this icon right here, or else